Hello everyone. So today we will be doing a presentation or a briefing regarding a program that we plan to conduct entitled as New Norms After COVID-19. So now we move on to the introduction, which consists of three parts, which is background, objectives, and problem statement.
We will look at the background first. To start off, the spread of the coronavirus, also known as the COVID-19, is the most serious global health security threat in decades, where there are already more than 13 million confirmed cases and also more than 500,000 deaths globally. In Malaysia alone, there are more than 8,000 confirmed cases. However, despite the pandemic break, we cannot continue to live in isolation. Hence, resuming our activities is a must to ensure economic growth. So, it is very important for us citizens to fully understand the situation and our responsibility in this new norm, so that we do not get affected by this COVID-19 easily. Next, we will look at the objectives. Why do we want to carry out this event? Our main objective is to give exposure to the students regarding the new normal. We know that since most students spend their time in isolation during the Movement Control Order or the MCO, they will need to expose to the current situation, know how to behave, and also to respond in case of new clusters appearing. Once the students have picked up the idea of the new norm, they should know when to or not to resume their normal activities without neglecting the standard operating procedure or also the SOP. Lastly, we hope to create awareness to others to instill the sense of responsibility individually to help stop this COVID-19 pandemic.
For the problem statement, there are a few key issues that we want to address in our program, which is the first is COVID-19 will last longer than we thought, as claimed by the World Health Organization, which warns that the COVID-19 crisis will not end anytime soon. The warning was issued by the WHO following the fact that many countries are now in the early stage of the battle, even though the death toll from the epidemic has exceeded 180,000 cases. And the second issue is that university are expected to be open next year despite the pandemic, as announced by the Ministry of Education on the reopening of the school with stipulated guidelines, and some students and lecturers urge the same thing to be done in the higher learning institution. And lastly, the third issue, activities abide the SOP can be resumed. As we can see, from the conditional movement control order period has also caused a wave of relief, as many of the rules have been loosened. Many were able to return to work, move from one places more than 10-kilometer radius, go out in pairs, and socialize with family and friends. And those are the three key issues that we will stress as the main content of our program.
I'll be presenting about the event details about our project here. I will be having about 4 projects, 1 talk, and 3 competitions. And these things will be presented in about 2-week time span, with 2 permanent time slots we'll do to present these events. The first event is a talk by the Director General of Health of Malaysia, Dato Sri Dr. Nur Hashim bin Abdullah. You can see here it lasts about 1 hour and 30 minutes. It will be through Zoom conference. He'll be talking about how people should be dealing with COVID-19 now, and how they say that normalize all of these habits and issues to ensure our continued prosperity during these times. Okay, the second activity we'll be doing is a vlog competition. When the participants will be conducting a short vlog will last about 4 minutes, and it will show about how they can implement these daily routines during our new norm of COVID-19. The third competition, the third activity is an infographic competition. You can see here, it's just about designing an informative poster showing of how we should live during these new times. And the last competition is the logo and tagline competition. This is to create an innovative logo, catchy phrase, that shows how we should, that perfectly demonstrates our current situation right now. You can do by hand or by software, it doesn't matter as long as it's creative enough. We'll be judging these three competitions with the use of a few judges and be based on how well they convey the information and how creative they can be with what they're given. The evaluation process will take about like a week or two, and it will be rewarded with a prize. The prize will be determined later, and the judges will also be selected later. But this will be a contest, and it will be ensured that they will be given an e-certificate.
This is the tentative for the event. There are 2 slots. At 8 a.m., we will be welcoming our participants and guests. Then, we will introduce the panel to the participant. At 8:15 a.m., the talk session with the panel will start. The talk lasts about 1 hour and 30 minutes. At 4:45 a.m., our talk session will be done and we start briefing about the competitions. At 10 a.m. is the end for the first slot. Slot 2 will start at 9 p.m. A speech will be given by our head of organizer. At 9:10 p.m., we will be reviewing through participants' entries. After all the selected entries has been showcased, we will be announcing the winner for each competition. The program will end at 10 p.m. So the last one is the budget. So this is our estimated expenses for this program. There are 2 items, which are gift for invited panel with expenses of 150 ringgit and winners prizes with expenses of 450 ringgit. So the total estimated expenses will be 600 ringgit.
Well, that's all from us. Thank you.